welcome to Wizard of Chalk. Today I'm going to be working with this transfer. It is called the North Pole Postmark. I thought that would be cute to work with. I haven't opened that one yet. And I'm actually going to be working with the board and pillar today. So I'm just going to quickly show you how easy it is to remove something that you've worked on in the past on your surface and create something completely new for whatever season you're in. So I have this is just a board eraser, and I just have a little bit of water in a container beside me, and I literally just got it wet, and it takes just a minute to just kind of get the paste wet, and with just a little bit of scrubbing and this tool, it comes up really well. So look at that, it's already pretty much gone. It's not really super hard to remove it, not with this tool, and it also helps with getting the ghosting that can occur with a chalkboard. It'll help remove that. So once it's all clean and dry, you won't see any of the previous project left on your surface, which is great. So I'm just going to quickly, just using the other side of my fuzzing cloth, I'm just going to dry it, and you can see it's perfectly good. But I want to make sure it's good and dry, so when I put my new, when I go to put the transfer down, it's not going to bleed underneath or anything. So, okay, so we're good to go. Like, that was that easy. So this one, North Pole Postmark. This is one of our A-size transfers. Going to remove this. This is one that didn't sell at my Christmas event, so I'm going to actually, before I do that, I need to write on the back, North Pole Postmark. So the reason why, in case you don't know why we write on the back of these, is that our transfers are reusable. So you wash them up, and when they're dry, you just place them right back onto this transfer sheet. This side is a high gloss side, and then this side is more of a paper side, and so you want to make sure you don't accidentally put your transfer onto the paper side. You want to make sure it's on the correct side. So by writing on the back of it, you'll know for sure that you won't accidentally place it wrong and ruin your transfer. Okay, so I just want to make sure I have this the right way. I'm just going to set it down. I want to make sure there's no air bubbles. So I'm just going to quickly, this is just a mini squeegee, and I'm just going to work kind of from the center out and make sure I don't have any air bubbles. Kind of sounds like Rice Krispies. That's getting all the air bubbles out of it. There, so that's good to go. I do have to decide on what colors I want where. I am going to work with, this is the Shimmer Silver, our Bright White, and our Candy Apple. And I also have a tray. I like to keep just a bunch of, these are just washi tapes in different sizes. I use them for my own projects, but I also put them out for classes if people need them. And because we can stick the washi tape right onto like right on top of our transfers. It just peels right off without damaging. So just going to take a moment and show you how easy this is to do. I'm just going to tape off so I don't accidentally get the color in the wrong spot where I don't want it to be, because it's right up to it or really close to where the area where I want to have a different color. So this is just a really easy way to work around that. I'm just masking it off. Okay, I think that should be good. And I can do the deer. Just gonna do one more little spot. Okay, so that's that section. And I'm gonna do the deer in silver. So I actually just have, this is just a mini squeegee that I've cut in half. It's just nice to have a lot of extras, so that's why I cut those down. But you can also use, this is called a multi-tool, and it's really good at getting into smaller areas as well. But to have lots of them, I actually like using these just because they're less expensive for one. But there's a reason to have that multi-tool for sure. It comes in handy because it is a multi-tool. It has other purposes other than just using it as a squeegee. That's just one of its purposes, whereas this is really just a squeegee. But for classes and such, it's nice to have a bunch of something small, and it's just a good way to be able to do that. Okay, so there's my silver, and I think I'm done with the silver. So I'm just going to throw these into my water bath beside me on my little tools that I just used. And I'm going to put the lid on. And then, actually I'll peel, because I have a little extra time, dry time with this, the shimmer paste, they take a little longer to dry. If it was the regular paste, I would peel it up right away, but because I have a moment extra time here to not worry as much about it. There we go, so I can peel that. And I'm going to just quickly blow dry it on low. You don't want to have a high heat by your transfer. It will actually melt your transfer because it is just kind of a, I don't even know what you would call it, kind of a rubbery, plasticky type material. And the heat will shrink it and warp it. So you just have to be careful. So low heat is best. Okay, so now because I peeled that up, I want to make sure I don't have any air bubbles and set this all back in place again. And I don't want to push down onto the reindeer itself, but I just want to make sure my edges are good and clean beside it. Okay, so I think what I want to do, sorry, I'm just thinking it through while I'm working on it. I'm going to go ahead and do the Santa approved, the wording in the red. And I'll come back and clean that up in a moment. I just used the wrong color. I want to do the little snowflakes in the white. I'll just squeegee off the excess for the white, and then the red, I'll come back and squeegee off the excess now. I just smudged a little. Hopefully that turned out good. Okay, so I'm going to peel this out because it does dry quickly. Yeah, it looks perfect. Okay, so again, just need my little handy tool here. I'm going to blow dry that. Then I can just lay the transfer down. I don't want to press down. I just want to make sure that, again, that my air bubbles are out. I think the little postmark lines I'm going to do I want to do that in red? I think it would be easiest, but I feel like it'd be too much of an imbalance because I want to do this in red. So if I did white, 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 and then red, red, it's just all red on this side. So I think I'm actually going to switch it up. Do the white lines in, or the lines in white, do this in red, and I'm going to attempt. We'll see how it goes. We'll give it a try. Okay, so do I have that all set down in place? I'm going to actually go ahead and switch over to my multi-tool. And I'll work with the red part first. Okay, so this is where it's going to get a little bit tricky. I could go ahead and try to mask it off, but I think this might be just easier to just try to work within the lines with this tool. This one's a little more precise than just those little mini squeegees. When I cut them in half, this one will actually, it's a little stiffer, and I find it easier to work with sometimes when you're working with these tight spots. So I don't know about my little snowflake, how that's going to turn out, but we're going to give it a try. I may have to touch that up a little, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm just going to squeegee off the excess. All right, let's peel this up before it dries. And I'll go do that on low. Actually see the 24 didn't quite come through very good, so I might have to fix that after, but let's let that dry really good. Just want to make sure that this is pushed down really good. Actually, no, I'm going to go ahead and work on this section over here. I have another multi-tool. So I'm just going to go ahead and work on these snowflakes. Too much paste on my tool. Okay, so I'm going to give that a try. We'll peel that up. We'll dry that. I do see that I got a little bit of white where I don't want it to be. So I have a little Q-tip here. I'll just show you a quick little trick. So I just got the tip of it a little bit wet, and I'm just kind of squeezing out the excess water. I'm just gonna remove this little bit of white where the red is supposed to be. On that section, and I'm going to blow dry that. Okay. And again, I want to make sure this is down really good. No air bubbles. So I'm going to work in along these lines. And I'm going to do this in the white. So I'm going to go ahead with this multi-tool again. Okay, now I'm getting in beside the little reindeer's leg here, and I don't want it to make a mess, so I'm just going to be very careful. So how's everyone's Christmas shopping going? I still have more to do myself. I'm getting close to being done. Haven't even got my tree up yet though, so hopefully everybody else, you're all ahead of me on that. I'm not stressing yet, but my daughters and their friend are going to be here not this week, but next week. So I am hoping to have that all done and up by then. Okay, so I'm going to quickly peel this back. Oops. Peel that up. Let it blow dry. And then the last section I need to do is the red. I'm actually going to quickly just put the lid on my white because our paste can dry fairly quickly. And again, I need to work out the air bubbles. Make sure they're good. Yeah, I can just use this multi-tool. All right. My red is getting really low. I've been using it a ton on different Christmas projects. I love this red. It's such a pretty red. I'm just taking off the excess. Okay, whoops. All right, so lift that up. This actually can go right into my water bath. And I'm going to go ahead and throw my tool in there. Put my lid on. noticed my little oops here. I managed to get a little bit of red. Okay, so I'm just using, this is just disinfectant wipe, but I could just take probably a Q-tip even and just get it wet and use that instead. So I'm going to set that aside. And then there's a couple little spots that I just want to clean up. This is actually a paper piercer from scrapbooking, so it's basically for poking holes into your paper. This comes in really handy. This is something I figured out early on how to use, because I wasn't sure what to do when I was first learning. And it's really handy because if you get any tiny little spots that kind of bleed underneath your transfer, so you get a little bit of a line that's not perfect or that's not supposed to be there, you can just go in and literally scrape, just carefully though, because you don't want to remove too much. And you don't want to push hard either. Just a very light hand will work. And then in here, I see I didn't have my transfer pushed down very well, so it bled a little bit under here. So my snowflake is not as precise, I guess, as it should be. See there, it just lifted up a little bit. So what I'll have to do is actually go in with wash my transfer and then just lay it back down once it's good and dry, and I can just fix that spot. And that's actually what I think I'll go ahead and do. I'm just going to literally scrape this section off and just redo it, because it will just look better than trying to do a fix any other way. So it'll just take me an extra minute just to go back in. I'm not going to show you that on the video because you basically get the general idea. But you'll see when I post my final photo that I will have fixed it. So, okay, so then this, I just love the pillar. The board itself is really nice. It can be used on its own, obviously. It can, and it's nice because it's thick. It's got to be an inch. Yeah, so it's an inch wide, so it can stand on its own. It can go this direction, and it can also go this direction. And the nice thing is that it comes with the pillar, and so if you're doing your picture this way, you connect it in the back and it will stand up, or you can turn it. There's actually these little peg holes in the back, and it can go sideways as well, which is great. I know I have one of the little bit older versions. I ordered mine when I first joined in May, and since then they've come out with a new, it's actually a screw to hold it in place instead of just the little peg. And I've heard it's really a really good improvement. I don't know, I find this one to be just as good, but I just don't happen to have one of those handy to be able to show you. But anyway, it's so cute. Like, look at that, it's adorable. So there, I have another little home decor item I can put out. I'll probably put this up on my mantle, or maybe even in, I have one of those, excuse me, those 3-tiered trays for decorating your home with, and excuse me. So I might even put it on there. We'll see. Maybe I'll post a picture of that too when I'm done. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you have any questions about any of the products that I used today, just let me know. And or if you're just curious about Chalk Couture, and maybe even saying that, you know, you could do this yourself, I am more than happy to talk with you about what all the details are about joining. It is an amazing company to work for, and it is so much fun. You can do this, you know, as a side job even. Like, it doesn't have to be someone who is a stay-at-home mom. You could be doing a full-time job and still get a lot of benefit out of doing this. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and maybe even share it for me. That would be great. You never know who's out there who's looking for a new craft or a new opportunity. So have a fantastic rest of your week, and we'll chat with you soon. Bye-bye.